All right, we got something a little different here. We're over to my uncle's farm in Elbridge. There's his shop and hay barn, milking parlor and whatever there. He's got his equipment all parked around there. We'll take a pass out through the dooryard here when we leave here, but he's having a plow day over here. And this was supposed to take place a couple of weeks ago, and they got rained out, and of course things are go time now. Everybody's trying to get their own work done. I think there's only like 5 tractors here, and we thought we'd come over and see what they had going on. So we'll just kind of join in with these guys for a little bit here, maybe throw the drone up in the air, and then we'll get back to doing what we're supposed to be doing. But Jared's planting right now. He's got enough ground fitted up ahead of the planter, and we're at least keeping the planter going. I really don't know what size these tractors exactly are, but we'll get some shots with the drone, and then we'll get back to work here. I imagine there would have been a little bit more of a turnout, providing this would have actually been able to take place here a couple of weeks ago.
How's it going? How's it going? Not bad.
I'm Logan.
Nate.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
You
meet you.
own the place? Run the place?
Nope, I
Work here?
nope, I work for this guy's nephew actually. In the
okay.
pickup right there. He's got a YouTube channel, and the guy that owns the place wanted him to do some filming, so.
Yeah, wish we had a few more tractors, but.
Yeah, kind of a busy time of year for it, you know.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And he was saying it got set back a couple weeks.
Yeah, we probably should have done it the first week. I don't know. My dad was the one that organized the whole thing.
Okay.
It's so hard, like with the rain and the forecast.
Oh,
the weather was forecasted at that point. It was tough.
Yeah, I've got a 39A. I've been trying to find something to do, and then once I find something going on, I'm right busy doing field work for these guys. So,
oh, sure.
You know, but are any of these out here yours?
No, my dad's, that one's my grandfather's. And then my dad's got the big unstyled G.
That is a G, that's what I thought.
I don't own any, but between my dad and my grandfather, there's 7 tractors there in our family. So we got an old, my great grandfather bought a BO new in like 1936 or so. Oh, you got the drone out.
Yep, yeah, he's got this drone.
That's a pretty cool little tractor, just because like my great grandfather bought it new and we still have it, and it's like all fixed up. It's still nice. So
this guy, he's got his father's 720.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal back in the day, from what I remember.
Oh yeah. Oh cool.
Yep.
Okay folks, so that'll give you somewhat of an idea of how moldboard plowing was done in the late 30s, 40s, and 50s, I guess would be that time era, with the various tractors that we were able to show you in this video here. As long as I had the drone up in the air, I ended up flying over my uncle's farm here, and I'm just going to give you somewhat of a brief description of the layout of the farm, and I'll give you some dates as I remember things. Now, I spent a lot of time over here at my aunt and uncle's here, playing with my cousins and whatever when I was a young kid. My cousin Matt's the same age as I am, and I spent a lot of time over here when I was a kid, and I could kind of remember different things that my uncle had done throughout the years with adding on to barns and building silos and putting up bunkers and whatever else like that. It was a great thing to see when I was a kid, because our farm was a lot smaller, and everything that we did on our farm, John ended up doing first. So he ended up moving from Navarino from a farm that he rented and milked cows on, and he ended up buying this farm in 1977. And as we fly over the rest of the facilities here, we'll kind of give you somewhat of a timeline of you know, how things progressed and what was built throughout the years. He ended up building the grain facility maybe 10 years ago. That's not all that old. And the parlor, which we'll fly over, he built in the late 90s. Now, when he moved over here in 1977, there was only a few buildings here. He ended up building a Morton barn on the south side of Gorham Road. That must have been built, boy, somewhere around 1980, I would assume, because I think he had that building built before we had our pole barn. That's actually our workshop built that we work out of now. The three silos on the right hand side of the old cow barn, I know he had those built, and I don't know, I'm assuming that that harvest store and that older cement silo that's on the right side of the cow barn, I guarantee you those were there. However, I don't know if he built one of them harvest stores that's on the left side of the barn here, the west side. For all I know, he might have built both of them. The freestall barn that's on the end of the old cow barn there, our neighbor actually built that in the early 80s. And then John milked cows for a long time in that tie stall. I don't know if he had tie stalls or stanchions. I think it was both tie stalls and stanchions there, and he milked cows in that barn for a long time before he ended up building this parlor in the late 90s here. He ended up having a hay barn over on the right hand side of the freestall barn here, where one of these bunks are, and that ended up burning down about a dozen or so years ago. A pickup truck that had a faulty exhaust system was parked on some chaff and ended up burning down. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning one day when that barn burned down, and just luckily that the wind was blowing, or there was a slight breeze blowing in the direction it was blowing in, because that barn wasn't that far away from his freestall facility here. On the other side of the road, he ended up building the hay barn between his house and his newer shop here, and then he ended up building this big shop. Oh, that's probably been up for 6-7 years now, and then he's got all his machinery parked around it, and I guess that's about all I have for you on John's farm here. He's done a lot of work throughout the years expanding the farm to what it is today. He's done an awesome job. So that is going to do it for the flyover here. We ended up walking in front of the shop here, showing you these older tractors, and we'll roll over into that next here. and then we'll proceed on to getting back to work here. So this is kind of just a voiceover when I flew the drone around the farm here. So we'll get on with the rest of the video here. This is some of John's collection here. So he was quite involved in the tractor pulling back when Navarino did them, and they had quite a few pulls all over the place. And this here was my grandfather's old tractor, and it had been traded in and sold off, and he ended up finding it several years ago. I didn't see the plate on the side or not, but yeah. Well, we are going to get back to it here, I guess. Alright, so when the plow day took place over to John's, we were actually planting corn on the Cleverly farm. Jared took over planting for me. He hasn't planted corn with a 16-row planter. I gave him a quick crash course on how to run it. He has planted pumpkins with an old 4-row planter that I had back the last couple of years when we were growing pumpkins here. And I thought he was going to be moved over into this field that is across the road from the milking barn at Cleverly. So I threw the drone up in the air. I wanted to get some shots of him planting. However, he had not made it quite to that field yet. So I ended up flying over the top of the milking barn here, and he is actually coming up out of the field that I left him in while we were gone over to John's. This one particular field that he planted, it's got a hedgerow that runs along the center of it. It is like 34 acres if I remember right, and he is just getting done. He's gonna fold up the planter here, and then we end up switching seats again, and he ends up going back to the Pottinger Terra Disc. We've used that Pottinger Terra Disc here for our secondary tillage tool. We've been using it as a finishing tool prior to planting here, so it has been working out great. So that's gonna do it for this video, folks. I want to thank you for watching, and we will catch you at the next video.